There was a guy that I knew, 16 years old, Nick. Him and his dad just had a no-holds fight. And then his dad shipped out the next day to Iraq. His dad got severely injured. He blames himself for not having, what if my dad had died and I'd never been able to make up? Did I do this to my dad? Maybe my dad was distracted because he knew how mad I was at him. You know, kids they feel the responsibility for all these things that they aren't responsible for. And then you just put the situation that it's a military base. It is a rougher type of living. The kids have a lot going against them from the beginning.
These kids feel isolated.
Dealing with life and death issues.
Families constantly moving.
They're bored.
Constantly adjusting.
Many people think that military kids are just like normal kids whose parents happen to have a job that involves going to war. But nothing could be further from the truth. Military kids are truly a unique group of kids.
If you can picture a little American city with a fence dropped into a foreign culture, that's an American military base.
Imagine what it's like for most of your first days of school to be totally new. You don't know anybody. You're in a new city. You're in a new country sometimes. It's crazy.
It's really difficult for these kids to build deep friendships because they know in a year somebody could be leaving.
People who move every 2 or 3 years. A culture of constant change.
I recall one story when I was in Heidelberg. One of the high school guys I was standing next to, this girl from his school just goes walking by and says, "See you later, Josh." What was that? And he goes like, that was a military goodbye. And that was going to be the last time that he ever saw her.
When I think of high school for the average American teenager, I think of kids that are struggling to figure out their identity. But the military kid then is struggling to define himself in a constantly changing environment.
Yeah, if you ever ask a kid, "Hey, where are you from?"
Get that funny look.
Yeah, you get that funny look because it's like all over, you know.
Now that the war in Iraq is, 8 years old, 7 years old, even the casualty notices are not on the front page of the newspaper anymore. But there's this huge group of unmentioned casualties, and that is the families of the soldiers who are fighting this war.
Those deployments are a year, 18 months, and these are kids who are just wrestling with mom or dad, trying to do the single parent thing. When the other parent comes home, then they got to figure out how to be a family all over again.
These kids have it rough, but at the same time, this is a blast to do ministry here.
I love the fact that there were so many kids that came to my group who didn't know Jesus. That's the thing that I get juiced up about, is just being able to share Christ with kids who've never heard about it.
We have a chance to step in and fill that need.
It's an incredibly ripe field. It's low-hanging fruit.
Showing up where they are, meeting them where they are, caring about who they are, and loving them for the sake of Jesus Christ.
Oftentimes, there's not a vital youth ministry going on to serve these kids. And what's our number one reason? We don't have workers.
By reaching out to military teams, we can serve our armed forces, we can support our troops, we can serve our country in a way that not many people are doing.
That's just an awesome opportunity to be able to get to serve our military by serving their kids.
Worldwide, there are only 2 ministries that specifically target military teams: Cadence and Military Community Youth Ministries. And we're partnering together to tell the story of this incredible group of kids who desperately need to hear about the love of Christ.